Back in 1996, I was covering the White House, and I went on a trip to Bosnia with Hillary Rodham Clinton, and despite what she might say, I was not shot at. I did not duck for cover, and it wasn't a very dangerous environment. Funny thing is, I don't remember much about the trip because it was pretty uneventful. There was no sniper fire. We didn't duck and cover when we got to the tarmac. I can remember little things like how beautiful Sheryl Crow was. She was a singer on the plane, and I can remember Chelsea Clinton being on the trip, which was unusual for her. She was a teenager at the time. We were told as we're coming in that there had been some sniper fire in the hills around the tarmac in the past, but obviously they felt this was safe, or that we wouldn't be bringing in the First Lady and Chelsea Clinton into it. And that you would see a lot of guns, there'd be a lot of guys with guns, and sure enough there were. When we landed, the place was ringed by soldiers, but that wasn't unusual. I mean, I'd taken a lot of trips with the President and the First Lady where I would see an Apache helicopter out the window. It really was not that unusual.
I remember landing under sniper fire. There was supposed to be some kind of a greeting ceremony at the airport, but instead we just ran with our heads down to get into the vehicles.
I was on vacation and I had caught a snippet of it on the cable news, and I told my wife, you know, I might have been on that trip because they mentioned that Sinbad was on it. And I remember being on a trip with Sinbad and Sheryl Crow, but I was joking with her. I would have told you, honey, if I'd been shot at by a bunch of snipers. So it wasn't until later that day that Cal Woodward, a colleague of mine who had to do a fact check on this trip, he said, you know, you were on the trip. We did a research in the archives and found your name all over the stories. What can you tell us about it? I said, can you please send me those articles, because I don't remember much about it. And sure enough, in the articles I write that it was a trip under tight security, but a Secret Service official said they were taking no extraordinary risks. There was no mention of sniper fire. It just was very clear from a little bit of my memory and from the stories that nothing she said about this trip was true.